This one is the Watch 3 Pro from CMF by Nothing, and they made some really nice improvements on this watch over the Watch 2 Pro, which I'm excited to talk about. If you're new here, my name is Ray, and I talk about tech and do tech reviews just like this one. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now let's get over to the Watch Pro 3 by CMF by Nothing. Now the first thing that I want to point out is the display size and just the display in general on the Watch 3 Pro over the Watch 2 Pro. They did some really nice upgrades to it, and it's one of my favorite changes so far. So we have a bigger display now on the Watch 3 Pro. The size got increased to 1.43 inches over the Watch 2 Pro, which was 1.32 inches, and they also added a 60 Hz refresh rate. The bezels on the screen also got significantly smaller, which is something that I appreciate a ton. One of the biggest problems that I have with the Watch Pro 2 is the fact that the bezels are so big that part of the notifications that you get are covered by the bezels. Even looking around the menu, some of the widgets will actually be covered by the bezels, and I'm not gonna lie, it'll get me mad once a few times, which is something that you don't see a lot on the Watch 3 Pro as much anymore due to the bezels being removed. Like I said, now it just feels better to look at notifications and to scroll around the menu just because of that little change. One of my favorite changes overall. Now going back to the screen size and the refresh rate, honestly having a bigger screen has been a lot more convenient, less accidental touches, and just a better experience overall using the watch and going through options in the watch. And something that cannot be overlooked 100% is that 60 Hz refresh rate, because it's super noticeable. Scrolling around the options and going to the different widgets and many options just feel a lot more smoother, a lot more snappier, and that's 100% due to that 60 Hz refresh rate, which is super nice. You don't see that little stutter or that little lag that you will see on the Watch 2 Pro. So overall, if you upgrade from the Watch 2 Pro, you will definitely notice that difference on the new Watch 3 Pro. And there are other smaller improvements that we're gonna go over in this video, but we also gotta talk about the price, because we are getting a price increase on this new watch. So the Watch 2 Pro comes in at a price of $70, and the Watch 3 Pro gets a $30 increase, making it $100 now. The Watch 2 Pro is supposed to be a budget-friendly device, so I think $70 was pretty alright with all the things that you were getting on the Watch 2 Pro. But I don't know if the $30 increase making it $100 now will make some people back away from buying the watch, even though it's still a lot more budget-friendly than some of the other more expensive watches out there. But at the end of the video, you guys will be the judge of that. Let me know if $100 is actually a fair price for this watch. And I know we're a little bit deep into the video, but let me show you guys the unboxing experience. So welcome to the unboxing experience. As you guys can see, here's the box, the packaging, which is better than the one that we got on the Watch 2 Pro. Once you open it up and you take it out, you get the watch, and then you get the watch band right next to it. Immediately you notice how nice the watch looks. Then you get your watch band, which we'll talk about more later in the video. Then you peel the sticker off and you automatically know how nice the screen looks. Then you get your same charger, which looks about the same that you get on the Watch 2 Pro. So the watch got sent to me by CMF to do an unboxing on TikTok, so the footage might be sideways, but I still wanted to show you guys how it looks. So yeah, as I mentioned before, you guys already saw that we get the same charger that we have on the Watch Pro 2, and this is one of the things they use to cut the cost and make the watch the price that it is. So this charger is USB type A, just like the one on the Watch 2 Pro, and it also needs to be attached in the magnets in the back the correct way. If you try to set it up any other way, it doesn't really attach, but then other than that, I guess not a big deal. Another thing that it looks like it was used to cut the cost is the back of the watch where the sensors are in. It's made out of hard plastic, even though the watch is mainly made out of aluminum alloy. It just doesn't look or feel super high quality. The letters written on it look like they will fade away with time, and if you're not careful enough, you will definitely find a lot of scratches in it. If you're not careful enough, it will get scratched and you will see it. On the more expensive watches, like for example the Apple Watch Series 6, which I have with me, you find something more of a glass back, which is less likely to get those scratches. But yet again, this watch is $100, so there has to be a trade-off somewhere. When it comes to the design, the things I have to say are similar to the things I said of the Watch Pro 2 on that review. The Watch 3 Pro has an aluminum alloy mid-frame similar to the one that you're able to find on the Watch 2 Pro. The design is actually really nice. Just like the Watch 2 Pro, you're not even able to tell that this is a smartwatch when you look at it from afar. When you get close, you're able to see, but other than that, it looks like any other watch. It has a round design, which in my opinion is better, and it looks more stylish than something like the square design on the Apple Watch, for example. The watch band quality wise is alright. I do like the design and the ridges or texture that it has, but other than that, it feels lightweight and it feels a lot lighter than the watch band that I got on the Watch 2 Pro. By comparing the watch band that I got on the Watch 3 Pro versus the one that I got on the Watch 2 Pro, I might be crazy, but when you feel them and you touch them, it feels like the one on the Watch 2 Pro is better quality than the one on the Watch 3 Pro. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Another change they did, unlike the Watch 2 Pro, on the Watch 3 Pro, we don't have interchangeable bezels, which I don't know why they took it off. I thought it was a nice unique feature feature that was just for the CMF watch. So yeah, no more interchangeable bezels. So if you decide to get the watch, just make sure you get the color that you want and you don't mind having for a long time. Now moving on to the battery life, which was already fantastic on the Watch 2 Pro with up to 11 days. On the Watch 3 Pro, now it's up to 13 days, which might not sound like much, but 2 extra days is actually kind of crazy. So CMF claimed that up to 13 days with typical use, 10 days for heavy usage, and 4.5 days if you have always on display, which are solid numbers. I personally have been using the watch for 8 days with always on display on, and at day 7 my battery dropped to 19% and I decided to charge it. So the battery is actually pretty nice, no complaints there. They also added some AI features, so they are trying to make the watch smarter. There's a ChatGPT integration, AI voice recorder with transcripts that you are able to see in the app, and AI workout summaries as well. Now with the ChatGPT integration, I feel like I gotta talk about this because CMF left some details out, especially if you have an iPhone. So the watch does have a ChatGPT integration, but if you have an iPhone, it's not gonna work out for you just because Siri is the sole voice assistant of the iPhone and you're not able to switch it. Even though now Siri does use ChatGPT as an integration, but it still will not work. This is supposed to work with CMF phone and Nothing phones because you're able to set ChatGPT as the voice assistant and some other Android devices out there as well. So if you have one of these devices and your Watch 3 Pro is paired to one of these devices, once you activate the voice assistant on the watch, then you will be able to speak directly to ChatGPT. Hope that helps. I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I saw people dropping comments and asking this question on other videos, so let me know if that helped. I also saw people asking if you're able to connect the device to the Strava app directly, and as of right now, you're not exactly able to connect it to Strava directly, but you are able to sync workout data to Strava when paired with the Nothing X app. So that's actually another solution that you guys will be able to use. And talking about workout data, the sensors on the Watch 3 Pro actually got improved. Now we have 5 sensors instead of 4 like we have on the Watch 2 Pro, and this will give you better readings when it comes to your heart rate, sleep, stress, workout, women's health, including menstrual cycle, and a few other things here and there. This will be super convenient, especially if you're big on this type of reading. With that, the GPS readings also get more accurate. It's a dual band now, so we do get more accurate readings when it comes to cities and more woodsy and forest areas. They also added all the little things here and there like new gestures and AI voice reduction. You're still able to call and receive calls through the watch, but you're still not able to send messages or respond to notifications, which hopefully that's the next step. Now when it comes to the fitness side of things, like the AI workout summary, the running coach, or the 131 sport modes that they added in, is something that I want to cover on another video because like I said before, I want to put it against the Watch 2 Pro and the Apple Watch Series 6. The other thing we have to say is that we gotta give a shout out to the app because Nothing got rid of the CMF Watch app, which was giving people a lot of trouble, and now everything is run through the Nothing X app, and honestly it's just way better. On the Nothing X app, you have all your devices in there. The UI is a lot better, the data is a lot easier to read, and it's just cleaner overall. So I'm actually glad they did this. They waited too long, but I'm finally glad they did this change. The other big change, and I don't know if you guys have been noticing this as well, but the Watch 3 Pro doesn't disconnect from the app nearly as much as it used to happen with the Watch 2 Pro on the other app. The Watch 2 Pro will constantly disconnect from the app, and it was a problem to have to reconnect the watch all the time. It was honestly taken away from the user experience, I'm not gonna lie. It actually feels really nice that it doesn't disconnect nearly as much. I see that it disconnects when the app needs an update or sometimes when the watch needs an update, and if you turn the watch off and other things here and there, but not nearly as much as the Watch 2 Pro. And I feel like that's a really good summary of things that got improved and new things that added in. I didn't want the video to be too long, but this is all that I have for you guys today. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments, and see you in another video. Peace out.